Lindsay Clancy is a mother, Massachusetts, former labor and delivery nurse. 2023, she strangles all three of her kids, ages 5, 3, and 8 months old, using elastic exercise bands. She then, after killing them, jumps out the window trying to kill herself and paralyzes herself. Now, of course, we know who did it. Clancy knows she did it. But they are pleading insanity. Why? Because she was suffering from postpartum psychosis. Oh, no, from postpartum depression. They're saying to the point of psychosis. They'll have to prove it. But she definitely had a diagnosis. She was definitely being treated. It was definitely getting worse. And people knew it. She had been on numerous medications, which she said weren't working. She claims she heard voices telling her, this is your last chance. Kill the children so you can kill yourself. Now, someone who agrees with that assessment, that this was not her in her right mind, is her ex-husband, Patrick, who's going to testify in her defense. He asked the judge not to release the pictures of his dead kids or his 911 call to the public. But he is testifying in her favor. He's going to testify, I'm sure, for both sides. But he supports the idea that his wife was not in her right mind. Now, why do I say it was hard to see the jury? Because a few of the original jurors said they got to drop out. It's too gruesome, can't handle it. So what does that mean about the ability to get a fair trial and the idea that we're having a trial at all in this situation? Is this about the legal system or finding justice? Let's bring in defense attorney and former prosecutor Mark Eiglarsh. Mark, thank you very much. You ever see anything like that before where jurors begged out?
Yes, and we had a lot in the Parkland case that I was defending Scott Peterson, the other one, who was accused of not going in and killing the killer. And we were dealing with people who knew they'd see photographs, graphic photographs of teenagers, 14 dead kids, which I fought the judge because we weren't contesting the crime. We weren't contesting that Nicholas Cruz had killed people. But you had people who said, I don't want to deal with that. And some said, yeah, I can do it. And then they'd come back from lunch and say, no, I can't. I'm out.
Now, what does this mean about the ability for her to get an impartial trial or a fair trial?
Well, you hope that they were properly vetted. If I'm up there, I will tell them, you're going to see graphic photographs. You're going to hear about an abhorrent crime. Are you the type of person who can separate your emotions and focus on whether there was true mental illness here and whether that led to her committing this crime, whether that caused her not to know right from wrong? You've got to just feel them out. Whether they're man or woman, you've got to just feel what's inside of them and get a gut feeling as to whether they can be fair or not.
Andrea Yates was Texas. They basically just went through, did you understand the nature and consequence of your actions, especially back when she committed that crime of killing her 5 kids? Massachusetts has a much more defense-friendly statute, which is much more inclusive of the idea of mental illness. Is that, yeah, she knew she killed her kids, but she was not able to form reasonable judgments because of her illness. Do you think that they have a good case here, the defense?
Yes, they do. But, I mean, I don't know who these people are. You know, which 12 are going to serve. I have no idea what their backgrounds are. Do you have some women on there who've had friends or themselves who've experienced this type of psychosis so they know it's real, they have compassion for it? Or are they very overly protective mothers who think this woman is abhorrent for what she did and won't ever give her a pass? You really don't know what you're dealing with, which is why jury selection is everything in this case.
Also, cultural adaptation. It'll be an interesting reflection of where are we as a society with regular people in terms of what they understand and appreciate about mental illness and what they will allow on that level. We'll see. Mark Eiglarsh, perfectly analyzed as always. Thank you very much for giving us the legal side of this.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.